Welcome to another episode, everyone. In Corcoran State Prison, a CO disrespected a Southsider's wife, family, and the Southsider himself. The CO lived to regret that decision. When all was said and done, there was blood everywhere. You must remember that in Corcoran State Prison at this time, 1993, 1994, 1995, the COs are unaliving inmates and getting away with it. I've brought you stories on this before. Many of you already know the story. The COs are setting up fights in Corcoran, letting the inmates out of their cell, opposition inmates who do not get along with one another, letting them out of their cell at the same time so that they can have a fight on the yard. The COs are laughing when these inmates are fighting, and they are betting on the fights, gambling on the fights, who's going to win the fight. But before the fight is over, the CO shoots down onto the yard and deletes one or both of the inmates. They had been doing this for a few years and getting away with it. So the COs here are very arrogant. They feel like they are untouchable. They are literally getting away with murder. They're beating inmates. They are involved in narcotics, are the COs, and they feel like nothing's going to be done about it because to this point, nothing has been done about it. Enter a Southsider named Sinister. That's the name I'm going to give him. I don't recall his exact name, but Sinister was about 24 years old. And the Southsiders and the COs at this juncture had a decent enough rapport. It's really the black inmates that the COs are unaliving and beating and doing whatever too. And now and then the Southsiders are involved in one way or another. But for the most part, they're not really bothering the Southsiders like that. Sinister, though just 24 years old, was already married to a beautiful Latina woman. She was visiting him. Sinister had just been on the yard for 5 to 6 months, and he did not have a long sentence, 3 to 4 years, before he was to go home. While in the visiting area, his wife began to feel a little uncomfortable with this unsightly CO dude who was corpulent staring at her in which she deemed to be some sort of sexual manner. At first, she just let it go. She didn't want to cause a ruckus there for her husband in prison. Well, certainly she too knew of the stories that the COs were up there beating and unaliving inmates and getting away scot-free. However, one day, there in the visiting area, the CO, this corpulent, unsightly, unattractive CO gentleman, approached the wife before Sinister came to visit. Your family comes in to the visiting area, they call you 30 minutes later. And then you have to go through all of these checks before you even get there to the visiting area. So your family's sitting out there by themselves for a while before you even show up. 40 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes you get out there, mom say, man, I'm sitting here for an hour. Son, before you got here, like, damn. It's gonna be somewhere around there. So the CO has a little private time, if you will, with this woman that he is clearly attracted to. He approaches and asks her, this gentleman, this dude that you're coming to see, is this your brother? Or what? And she's like, no, that's my husband. She told the CO from the beginning that this was her husband. And the CO said, you married to him? You can do so much better. You married to a criminal, someone in jail, someone in prison? I'm free. Hell, I have a pension. So the CO, though the woman made it abundantly clear that she was married to this individual, he still began to make a move on her, disrespecting totally the Southsider and his wife. And she said, no, yeah, I'm married. I'm sorry, but I'm good with my husband. Just let it go, basically. CO basically walked off shaking his head. Again, remember, these are arrogant individuals. They feel like they can get away with anything, hollering at your girl, beating you, unaliving you. Ain't nothing you gonna do, as far as they're concerned. They're like a gang in there, just like they were in the county jail. The deputies, they have gangs. The police force, a gang that will unalive you. They don't have a care in the world there in Corcoran. He's not worried about her apparently conveying this to her husband. Apparently he's not afraid of this, or he wouldn't have did it. Her husband eventually comes out to the visiting area, and she indeed informs her husband of what the CO had did. She told her husband that she had already felt uneasy and uncomfortable around the CO. That every time she came to the visiting area, he gave her some sort of flirtatious look, some sort of smirk that made her uncomfortable. However, she didn't want to raise or ruffle any feathers with him being there, so she didn't go running to him and saying this. This is what she's telling him now, that she had been felt uncomfortable with him, but he had never said anything. So she didn't say nothing either to her husband. She didn't want to cause any drama. This is what she's telling her husband. But now that the CO has approached her and said something, and even after she makes it explicitly clear that she is happily married, regardless of the fact that he's in prison, he continued on. Now, Sinister is irate. He's upset. The woman says, the wife, that she is just going to file a complaint. Sinister told her, do not file a complaint, that he would take care of it, that filing a complaint will not do anything. The COs here are above the law. The complaint would just go to one of his higher ups who would look at it and laugh, ball it up and throw it in the trash. They're all corrupt. They're all involved in killings here. You think they give a damn about some sort of complaint? They're all involved. They all know what's going on. The lieutenants, the warden, the captains, the higher ups. And they're all covering this stuff up. It was all revealed later. So for you to file a complaint to these officials, the lieutenants, captains, etc., seeking redress will just be futile. You'll be wasting your time. He says, I'll take care of it. She filed a complaint anyway. However, Sinister did indeed approach the CO and asked him essentially what his problem was. He told him what his wife had told him, and that he needed to stay away from his wife. The CO essentially laughed at him and walked away. That was it. He just laughed at him. Now, the COs work in the visiting area 2 days out of the week, just Saturday and Sunday. They have to work somewhere the other 3 days. They work 5 days a week. Most of them work in a building on the yard for the other 3 days. Or some of them work on the yard for the yard crew or whatever. They work on the yard, but they work somewhere in the facility the other 3 days that they work to fill out their week. This CO worked, I believe it was in 3 buildings on CR after, the days that he wasn't in visiting. Sinister was in another building. Sinister and his cellie packed up and moved to 3 building. You would think that that would be a red flag for this arrogant CO, that the writing would be on the wall. He would understand that this man must be moving in the building for some reason. He's already taken complete umbrage to me accosting and harassing his wife. And yet, he lets him move in the building, and the CO doesn't blink an eye because of his ego, his arrogance. He doesn't believe that he can be touched. Sinister approaches the CO in the building and once again tells him essentially to just stay away from his wife. In response, the CO hit Sinister's cell. Hit his cell means search his cell. And we call it hit the cell. Man, the CO's about to hit the cells. Man, they just hit so-and-so's cell. That means they searched the cell. And when they really want to mess with you for some reason, if they feel like you're bothersome, a troublesome inmate, they'll come in there, open up your lotion and baby oil and all this, pour it all over the floor, pour your body wash and shampoo all over your bed, the liquid, empty out your bottles, shit all over the floor, throw your mail in there with your pictures, all with the lotion and baby oil. They've been known to do this sort of stuff. But in Sinister's case, the CO and his crony hit Sinister's cell, took him and his cellie out of his cell, put him in the shower, and closed the shower. Told him, y'all stay right here in the shower. Sinister, like, what y'all hitting my cell for? Now, the police, the COs, they don't necessarily need a reason to hit your cell there in prison. They just say that it's for the security of the institution. We're looking for weapons. We're looking for narcotics. We're looking for kites that's saying that, hey, let's start a riot or let's assault the COs. We have to find all of this stuff. We find knives, then we just hopefully preventing someone from getting stabbed. So we search anyone's cell at any time of the day, anytime that we want to, and just say it's for the security of the institution. They don't need a reason. So they told Sinister it was for the security of the institution. Get out of here and go in there. We finna hit your cell. But of course, they're just messing with him. This is the same CO who has approached his wife and who has filed the complaint against the CO. Even though Sinister told her not to, she filed a complaint. But he doesn't care. They're all corrupt. They're all in. He found out that she filed a complaint. Sinister is approaching him saying, stay away from my wife. So he wants to assert his dominance and show that you are just a nobody, Sinister. You're the scum of the earth. You're an inmate. You're a criminal. This is what he told his wife. You married to this criminal? I'm somebody. But when he searches Sinister's cell, now at this time, you could get explicit pictures, butt naked, from your girl, from your wife, butt naked, in sexual positions and all this. Sinister apparently had some explicit pictures of his wife. He had them not where his regular pictures are at, stashed somewhere else where only, he can get to them. But the CO, who was clearly obsessed with his wife, infatuated, he really had something for this woman. He used to stare at her and all this, and then started approaching her. He found the pictures of Sinister's wife in a compromised position. Hell, butt-ass naked. And the COs were in Sinister's cell, searching his cell, ostensibly searching his cell, for nearly an hour. And when Sinister came back to his cell, the pictures of his wife, the explicit ones, were laid out on his bed, Sinister's bed. The CO letting him know that we found the pictures and we've been in here for 1 hour looking at them or doing ungodly things with these pictures of your wife in this position. And we want you to know that we found them and that we were staring at them and doing whatever else. We're going to let you know by putting them right here on the bed, on your bed, that we found these pictures. Now, not only that, how irate would one be? You done found the pictures of my, you sitting here searching my cell, shouldn't be searching my cell anyway. You done approached my wife. Now you're here searching my cell, done broke your neck to find these pictures of mine, of my wife, and you sitting here with your buddy, your other CO buddy. Y'all supposed to be searching my cell, but instead y'all here looking at these pictures of my wife that she sent for me, for my eyes only. Nobody has seen these. No one has seen. These are mine. Me and my family, me and my girl. And he also has some pictures of Sinister's child. I guess they had a daughter or something together next to the pictures of his wife on the bed. Like just mixing his daughter in there with this, mixing his whole family in there. And Sinister says that at least 2 of the pictures were missing. The CO done put 2 of the pictures of this man's naked wife in his pocket and walked out of the cell with him. Probably went home, hung them up in his car, hung them up in on his wall in his room as he pleasured himself. Sinister. At this juncture, he cannot be controlled. Well, he's had it up to here. He's irate. He's not about to make a complaint. He's not about to approach this CO. For what? There's no reason. You cannot win. He done already searched your cell, ruined your cell, messed the man's cell up, stuff everywhere, violated his privacy, going to his pictures. There's no weapons in there. There's no contraband in there. There's no reason for you to be looking at this man's pictures of his wife. And then laid him out on the bed. So certainly the other CO saw him too. And then 2 of them are missing. Then put pictures of his daughter on the bed next to his naked wife. 2 of the pictures at least are missing. He knows what pictures he has of his wife. They're missing. They're gone. The CO done walked out with them. The writing's on the wall. The decision has been made. This CO has sorely overstepped his boundaries. But Sinister began to cultivate sinister machinations. He decided that he wasn't going to attack the CO in the building or on the yard. That he needed to attack the CO right there in the visiting area, in front of his wife, to show his wife, this is what I do when someone disrespects me, disrespects you, disrespects our family. And he's about to do it in front of everyone else's wife too. That's in the visiting their loved one, visiting their husband, their boyfriend, their brother, their sister, their son, whatever. It's about to go up right here in the visiting area with all the civilians in there. He wants to do it right there. He wants to send a message. Also, there are no guns there in the visiting area. There's no gun tower there because there's people there in street clothes, regular people. They can't have guns around there. There are no weapons there for the COs other than, their mace, billy club, or what have. There's no Mama Mini, which is the Mini 14, which is what they have in the gun towers. We call them Mama Mini. So it was also strategic on his part to attack in the visiting area, even though some would say he putting other families in jeopardy. His kids in the visiting area, they have to see this, someone about to be attacked or what have you. I don't know, but it is what it is. This is prison, and it's about to go up. Sinister's wife comes to the visiting area that weekend that his photos came up missing. Sinister explained to his wife what happened. He didn't talk to her about it on the phone. There were no cell phones at this time, and he didn't want to talk on a recorded call. So he waited all the way to visionary, to the visiting date, and he's being eaten alive in his cell, pacing back and forth, pondering the immense disrespect that he just endured. And it's eating at him. And he can't wait for the weekend for the visit to come. And the day finally arrives. He goes out there and he tells his wife what happened. Baby, this dude searched my cell, found the pictures of you, kept two of them are missing, and laid out the other ones on the bed. Put a picture of our daughter next to your naked body on the bed. His wife began to cry. She was very upset. She felt violated. Felt like an assault victim, I'm sure. Knowing that this unsightly, unattractive man that she wanted nothing to do with, she's a happily married woman, then sat here and fantasized about her pictures. Then seen her naked. Well, it was all too much to bear. She broke down. Sinister told her, don't worry. I'm going to avenge you right here, right now, today. I'm going to carry on with this visit to its conclusion to give some of the family members a chance to leave. And I want to have this whole visit with you. This is going to be the last one for a little while. She didn't even try to talk him out of it. She understood that there was no need to try to talk him out of it, that he was a man and that his mind was made up. And she too was obviously upset. And to this day, I don't know how Sinister got the weapon inside of the visiting area, because they search you going into the visiting area and coming out. A butt naked search. They strip you out. Now, because they don't want anything leaving the institution or coming into the institution. You could be taking a kite out there, a letter to your girl, about your victim's address, whatever, something that you can't do on the phone or in the mail, which they watch. You want to take care of it in the visiting area, so they search you. Now, COs who are heterosexual and want to limit the amount of times that they had to look at another man's genitals, they won't strip you out on the way in. They'll just pat you down. Let me pat you down real quick, man. Go in there. Go ahead, man. Well, coming out, they're going to strip you out. When the visit is over, you're getting stripped out. But coming in off the yard, just leaving your cell, going to a visiting area to see your girl, like, man, go ahead. They just pat you down. I don't know if that's what happened in Sinister's situation or not. Probably not with this particular CO, working in the visiting that has it in for him and that now has photos of his wife. Probably stripped him out. Whatever. He still managed to get a weapon back there in the visiting area. That's it. He had a weapon. And about 30 minutes to go for visiting. His visiting's about to be over. Sinister sat there and ate a burger, a bag of chips, knowing that he's about to go to the hole for a little while. Drank him a good old Coca-Cola. Kissed his wife goodbye. And he stood up and he ran right to the podium where the CO was sitting smirking at him all day and smirking at his wife all day and goading him and trying to provoke him and bothering this man. And he ran up there like a missile, like a bat out of hell. Withdrew his weapon and began to stab the CO right there in front of everyone. You heard screams and everything. What's going on? The CO, being a corpulent individual, was not that fast. He was trying to run. His bravado wore quickly off. There are no weapons there, and he had no help there other than another CO or two. They're Southsiders, they're in the visiting area, and I'm sure they know if they try to do something to this, they're all going to jump in. And again, you can't shoot them down like you've been doing on these yards. So this dude outright ran. But Sinister, well, he was athletic of sorts, and he chased him down. Basically tripped him and had him on the ground. The COs, they have vests. Essentially have bulletproof vests to stop an attack. So you have to aim for the neck area, the face area, etc. And that's what Sinister was doing. He stabbed the CO 15, 16 times. Finally, the other COs rushed in there. They hit the alarm. And the other COs, they rushed in. They rushed in and they was trying to beat on Sinister a little bit. Another Southsider jumped in. They beat on him a little bit. And then they cuffed him up, was finally able to get him out of there. But there was blood everywhere on the floor of the visiting area. And none of the blood belonged to Sinister. It was all the unsightly CO's blood, the disrespectful individual. Because there in prison, you're going to show respect to everyone, even the COs are. No one is going to tolerate disrespect from anyone. No one is. I'm telling you. Again, the biggest thing in prison is respect. That's how you survive. If you disrespect anyone in any way, it can cause people to lose their lives. So before that happens, you can lose your life. They will take your life. You're going to respect everyone. And that was totally disrespectful. Trying to holler at the man's wife and then go in his cell and look at his pictures. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Stay free, people. Well, let me also say, though, that the CO was bleeding pretty bad. Medical rushed in there, and they were trying to patch him up because he had aimed at his face and his neck. And there was blood everywhere on the floor, and the CO was bleeding. I wasn't sure, everybody was saying they wasn't sure if the CO was going to make it the way it had been described. He had opened them up. He was leaking bad. Now they ended up beating Sinister up, throwing him in the shoe program, what have you. But he didn't care. As far as he was concerned, he took care of business. The CO, I'm sure, probably retired after that or whatever. I never saw him again. I know he never hollered at nobody else's wife. Because it's a very dangerous undertaking. In prison or on the street. Just don't do it. When I see them, I see beautiful women all the time. Side note. But when I see them walking with a man, I automatically turn my head. I automatically make sure she doesn't even think I'm trying to smile at her, wink at her, say hi while she's sitting here with her dude. But dudes do that. You be walking with your girl and dude's still sitting there staring at her. Not just staring at her butt or whatever, but staring at her, trying to holler at her, undercover. Trying to see if she gonna look back at him a little bit, smile at him a little bit. They thinking they got action. But I know that that's just very dangerous and stupid to be looking at a dude's woman and he's right there. You're disrespecting him and you're disrespecting her. Because if she's any kind of woman, she's not about to holler at you with her dude right there. She's going to take umbrage to that herself. She's going to say, what kind of woman you think I am? You going to sit here and holler at me with my man right here and think I'm going to really holler at you while he right here? You saying I ain't shit. I'm a piece of shit. She's going to be upset that you even coming at her like that. So when I see someone, I'm careful, man. It's not about being scared. It's just about being respectful. First of all, I don't want you anyway. If you got a dude, that's nasty. I know for a fact this dude is hitting this. He's smashing. I know this. These dudes know that this broad got a dude, a husband and shit, and that she having sex with this dude on a regular basis. And then you having sex with her too, that's nasty. I don't want my broad, anybody I'm having sex with, you can't be having sex with anybody else. If I find out you having sex with my, it's off. It's a wrap. I'm not having sex with you no more. It's nasty. I'm not going to respect you if you with your dude and I'm trying to holler at you and you actually holler back at me. What kind of woman are you? I can never do nothing with you. So it's a no-win situation for me. If I try to holler at you and you holler back, I don't want nothing to do with you. You're no good. You have no loyalty. You have no fealty whatsoever. And if you don't holler back and let your dude know, man, this dude right here trying to holler at me, baby, while you right here. He ain't got no respect for you. Then it's going to turn into something. So I'm just real careful with that. And y'all should be too. Dudes don't be playing over they females, boy. Ooh-wee. Them women will cause you to do all sorts of stuff that you never thought you were possible, that you never thought you were capable of doing to another human being. Stay safe and stay free, people.